Good evening, and before I start, I must say not only thank you, dear Sigrid, but thank you to the UN Foundation. In these times, we need moments like this, where the good people, and not because we are better than anybody else, but the good people who do not fear to stand for the right and for those who have to suffer what we saw in all the images, come together, be united, and get new strengths. We talked about it, Elizabeth, optimism in these times. And you could not have found a more beautiful space than this hall here tonight. So thank you so much that you give us again this glass of optimism, UN Foundation. Fearless, defiant, uncompromising. These words define true leadership. And they define my personal inspiration, Maria Ressa. I'm honored to be here tonight to recognize her extraordinary achievements and to present her with this year's Champion for Global Change Award. Maria has never chosen the easy path. She has spent her life in pursuit of truth, despite immense pressure, relentless attacks, and even personal risks. I saw this courage up close when I visited her in the Philippines. I remember sitting with her in a small room in Manila, alongside former Senator Leila de Lima, who had just been released after 7 years of imprisonment under the Duterte regime. Together we spoke about the challenges facing around the world, but especially about challenges facing women in leadership in a digital age, where disinformation spreads rapidly and technology is weaponized. And we reached a moment in our conversation where I could not decide whether to laugh or to cry. When they told me that my biggest fear had become their reality. Deepfake pornography weaponized to destroy their credibility as women leaders because they were women leaders. All of this on top of daily surveillance, harassment, and the constant threat of arrest. Yet, there was no fear in Maria's voice, different than in mine. Only conviction, only determination to stand up for what's right with her unique, positive spirit. Armed with little more than a pen and paper, she used investigative journalism as a powerful force to defend democracy and the rule of law in her country. As a founder of Rappler, she built an independent platform that stood up to the most powerful forces, exposing corruption, confronting disinformation, and holding leaders to account. For her unwavering defense of freedom of expression, Maria Ressa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2021. Proof that defending facts is not just good journalism. It is the defense of democracy, of peace, of justice itself. And in many ways, tonight feels like a full circle moment. Maria began her career with CNN, founded by Ted Turner, on the belief that truth matters. And now, here at the United Nations Foundation, also founded, as many or all of us know, by Ted Turner, we honor a woman who has embodied that very principle at great personal cost and with extraordinary courage. Maria, well, she's behind the curtain now, but she hears me. Maria, you have taught me what it means to be a powerful female leader, which means leading not just with strength, but with integrity, not just with conviction, but with compassion, and always with a smile on your face. Always committed to the truth, always defending the facts. This kind of leadership is more important now than ever before, as we heard in so many speeches. Because we are living in a time where the truth itself is under attack, where facts are distorted, where trust is eroded, and where disinformation threatens the very foundations of our democracies. As you, Maria, said so powerfully in the General Assembly in September at the opening of the 80th session, I quote, "Without facts, we cannot have truth. Without truth, we cannot have trust. And without those three, we have no shared reality." Through your work as co-chair of the UN's Independent International Scientific Panel on AI, you are helping the world confront one of the defining challenges of our times, ensuring that technology strengthens truth rather than erodes it. Maria, your voice has held power to account. Your courage has inspired people around the world. And without your book, How to Stand Up to a Dictator, frankly speaking, I could not have delivered even half of the speeches I gave as a foreign minister and now as the president of the General Assembly, because so often I find myself returning to your words on facts, truth, and trust, and your warning that democracy dies by 1,000 cuts. Dear Maria, it is an honor to call you my friend. It is a privilege to witness your impact. And tonight, it's my great pleasure to present you the Champion for Global Change Award.